Jai Shri Krishna, reminiscing text 12, text 13, text 14 and text 15 of chapter 11, Lord Krishna's entrance into Dvaraka of first canto, creation of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 12, Sarvar tu sarva vibhava punya vrukshalata shramaiha udyano pavanara mairavrita padmakara shriyam. The city of Dvaraka was filled with the opulences of all seasons. There were hermitages or carts, flower gardens, parks and reservoirs of water breeding lotus flowers all over. Perfection of human civilization is made possible by utilizing gifts of nature in their own way. As we find herewith in the description of its opulence, Dvaraka was surrounded by flower gardens and fruit orchards along with reservoirs of water and growing lotuses. There is no mention of mills and factories supported by slaughterhouses, which are the necessary paraphernalia of the modern metropolis. The propensity to utilize nature's own gifts is still there even in the heart of modern civilized man. The leaders of modern civilization select their own residential quarters in a place where there are such naturally beautiful gardens and reservoirs of water, but they leave the common men to reside in congested areas without parks and gardens. Herein, of course, we find a different description of the city of Dvaraka. It is understood that the whole dham or residential quarter was surrounded by such gardens and parks with reservoirs of water where lotuses grew. It is understood that all the people depended on nature's gifts of fruits and flowers without industrial enterprises, promoting filthy huts and slums for residential quarters. Advancement of civilization is estimated not on the growth of mills and factories to deteriorate the finer instincts of the human being, but on developing the potent spiritual instincts of human beings and giving them a chance to go back to Godhead. Development of factories and mills is called Ugra Karma or Panchant activities, and such activities deteriorate the finer sentiments of the human being and society to form a dungeon of demons. We find herein the mention of pious trees which produce seasonal flowers and fruits. The impious trees are useless jungles only, and they can only be used to supply fuels. In the modern civilization, such impious trees are planted on the sides of roads. Human energy should be properly utilized in developing the finer senses for spiritual understanding, in which lies the solution of life. Fruits, flowers, beautiful gardens, parks and reservoirs of waters with ducks and swans playing in the midst of lotus flowers and cows giving sufficient milk and butter are essential for developing the finer tissues of the human body. As against this, the dungeon of mines, factories and workshops develop demoniac propensities in the working class. The vested interests flourish at the cost of the working class, and consequently there are several clashes between them in so many ways. The description of Dvaraka Dham is the ideal of human civilization. Text 13. Gopura Dvara Margeshu Krita Kautuka Toranam Chitradhvaja Pataka Grairantaha Pratihatatapam. The city gateway, the household doors and festooned arches along the roads were all nicely decorated with festive signs like plantain trees and mango leaves, all to welcome the Lord. Flags, garlands and painted signs and slogans all combined to shade the sunshine. Signs of decoration in special festivals were also collected from the gifts of nature, such as the plantain trees, the mango trees, flowers and fruits. Mango trees, coconut palms and plantain trees are still accepted as auspicious signs. The flags mentioned above were all painted with the picture of either Garud or Hanuman, the two great servitors of the Lord. For devotees, such paintings and decorations are still adored, and the servitor of the master is paid more respects for the satisfaction of the Lord. Text 14. Samamarjita Mahamarga Rathyapana Kacha Tvaram Sikatam Gandhaja Lairuktam Falapush Pakshatan Kuraiha. The highways, subways, lanes, markets and public meeting places were all thoroughly cleansed and then moistened with scented water. And to welcome the Lord, fruits, flowers, and unbroken seeds were strewn everywhere. Scented waters prepared by distilling flowers like rose and kyoro were requisitioned to wet the roads, streets, and lanes of Dvaraka Dham. Such places, along with the marketplace and public meeting places, were thoroughly cleansed. From the above description, it appears that the city of Dvaraka Dham was considerably big, containing many highways, streets, and public meeting places with parks, gardens, and reservoirs of water, all very nicely decorated with flowers and fruits. And to welcome the Lord, such flowers and fruits with unbroken seeds of grain were also strewn over the public places. Unbroken seeds of grain or fruits in the seedling stage were considered auspicious, and they are still so used by the Hindus in general on festival days. Text 15. Dvari dvari grihanam cha dadhyakshata phale shubhiha alankrutam purna kumbhaira balibhira dhupa deepakaiha. In each and every door of the residential houses, auspicious things like curd, unbroken fruit, sugarcane, and full water pots and articles of worship, incense, and candles were all displayed. The process of reception, according to Vedic rites, is not at all dry. The reception was made not simply by decorating the roads and streets as above mentioned, but by worshipping the Lord with requisite ingredients like incense, lamps, flowers, sweets, fruits, and other palatable eatables according to one's capacity. All were offered to the Lord, and the remnants of the food stuff were distributed amongst the gathering citizens. So it was not like a dry reception of these modern days. Each and every house was ready to receive the Lord in a similar way, and thus each and every house on the roads and streets distributed such remnants of food to the citizens, and therefore the festival was successful. Without distribution of food, no function is complete. And that is the way of Vedic culture. Thank you.